What's going on, guys? Pix here, bringing you another squad builder on FIFA 18. And in goal, we're going to have Peter Cech. And he was genuinely a really great keeper. He's tall, has some good stats on him. And he's also not too expensive for being one of the higher rated keepers in the EPL. There's one example of a great save he made for me. Overall, I'd say he's worth the coins. He's very consistent, makes some amazing saves. Obviously, he makes some shitty mistakes here and there, but that's just keepers in general. But overall, I'd say he's amazing. Really great. I can't really point out a single glaring weakness about his game. He's just really great. And the two center backs, we have Loic Perrin and Laurent Koscielny. I thought Koscielny was really decent. He has pretty average card. I mean, except for the defending, he doesn't really have a standout stat. He's not the most physical, but I don't really feel like his physical stat made a difference because he has really high aggression. Like, he's not the strongest of cards. I don't think he has 80 strength. I'm not sure if he breaks 80 strength. Maybe he does. But his aggression is really high and he feels very physical in game. He doesn't stand out as far as passing or anything goes, but his defending, his pure defending and his aerial threat ability is really great. And Perrin is just so balanced for a center back card, and I absolutely love him. I think he's better than Laurent Koscielny. His defending, his overall tackling is amazing, and he can also score you goals like that. Like, look at that finish for a center back. That's beautiful. He can pass it out the back. He can dribble out the back. He has good ball control. But it's all about his defending. His defending is fantastic. I think he has like 88 stand tackling and interceptions or something. But he has just amazing defending. I was so impressed by him. And he's pretty strong as well. And decent in the air. Although he is somewhat short for a center back, he makes up for it with his jumping. And the two fullbacks are going to be Sidibe and Dalbert. Dalbert's just pure pace. That's what you buy him for, and that's what he offers you in game. He makes up with his lack of pretty much everything else with his very high pace, and he's pretty overpowered. And Sidibe, very balanced card. I like him a lot. He's not the fastest. You might be put off by his pace for whatever reason, but he's great. He's always in the positions that you want him to be in. He makes tackles. He's not that slow whatsoever. He's pretty quick, actually. And I would definitely recommend him. He's very cheap as well. And the center defensive mid of the team is Insigne. He's just a pure CDM. So if that's what you want on your team, then that's what he offers. He doesn't offer anything more, doesn't offer anything less. He is just a pure CDM. He makes tackles, makes interceptions. He just wins the ball. He is a ball winner, and that's all he really is. He doesn't offer anything else. He's nothing special. He's just a pure CDM. Of course, there's other center defensive midfielders that offer a little bit more than him, but as a pure CDM, he is really, really great. And the two center mids, we have informed Brozovic and Banega. And I thought Banega was surprisingly really, really good. He's a great playmaker for one, but he's also a surprisingly good goal scorer and a ball winner. I mean, look at the positions he gets himself into, the way he links up play. You might think that he's slow, even though his pace stat's only 69 or something. Only 1 off 70. If he had 70 pace, I'm sure people wouldn't be talking shit about his pace. But yeah, his pace is decent. He gets himself in a good position, surprisingly, for goals. His passing is great. I wish I had some examples to show you some of the balls that he put through for this team, because he did put some very nice balls through for our attackers. And yeah, he's a great chance creator. And look at that there. He can make those runs forward and outpace some defenders as well. Dribbling is great, ball control is really good. Only thing I can say is bad about this card at times is his stamina. His stamina does let him down at times, where towards the end of the game, maybe 65th, 70th minute, he can't really run too much, and that can be an issue sometimes. But you don't really need to run with your midfielders, do you? But we've informed Brozovic as our other center midfielder, and he was awesome. Such a great player. I'd say a top 3 best player on the team. Seriously, he is probably the best informed card that I've used. He just feels like the most complete midfielder. One of the most complete midfielders I've used on the game. I'd say one of the best midfielders I've used. Seriously insane. Everything about the card. I mean, look at that little finish. I looked at the replay afterwards, and he put it so perfectly in the corner that I understand why it was such a weird looking goal and why the keeper let it in. He just does everything. He feels quick. He feels explosive in the midfield. He feels strong. His ball control and dribbling is amazing. And he can bang them like this. Boom. Look at that shit. Oh my god. Bar down. That's a beautiful goal. Holy shit. That was one of the best long shots I've scored. Like, so perfect in the top corner. And bar down. That was just magnificent. And his overall passing ability, his long passing, I think, is like 86. Short passing is 88. He is a top class passer on this game. and he also defends well. He's also physical. He just does everything. He is the most balanced card, one of the most balanced cards I've used, and I absolutely love him. I'm not sure if he's gone up since I made this team. Informs seem to have been going up a little bit in price, but I don't know. Like, either way, he's worth it. Seriously. And our two wingers are going to be Insigne and Di Maria. And usually Di Maria is not a very good player for me on FIFA games, but in this game, I thought he was really surprisingly awesome. He was so much fun to use, cut inside really great. He was just really good in general. One thing that surprised me most about him was his overall finishing. Usually his shot power is very high on FIFA's, but his finishing is kind of weird and consistent. Like, I always had a hard time scoring with him, mainly because the weak foot is always bad, and I like shooting cross goal. But cutting in with him was super effective, and his left foot made for some easy goal scoring. And he was always a threat for this team. And look at some of the runs that he makes. He's also pretty quick. I mean, 86 pace is not bad for a winger. I mean, look at that big touch there. I don't know how he ended up getting to the ball, but then a great little finish. His dribbling is great. He has 5-star skills as well, so that is always a selling point for a lot of people. Personally, I don't use many 5-star skills, but it does come in handy at times if you need to pull off a skill move to get out of a situation. And look, he always puts himself in a really great position and gets himself on the end of some nice build-up plays to score some goals. He's pretty weak at times, but there are situations where his ball control makes him feel pretty strong, where he's really hard to dispossess. And obviously he has 2-star weak foot, but look at the finish there with his right foot. Not too bad. Yeah, he's just really great. It didn't score me any really spectacular long shots or anything, but he did get quite a few goals for this team, and he was a pretty big surprise. One of the bigger surprises on this team. Obviously he has a good card, so you expect him to be good. He's high rated, but just Di Maria I never really have high expectations for because he's usually not a great card for me. But in this game, really great. Then we have the Italian Messi. People always call him that, but since I've used him, I understand there's a perfect reason for that. He is insane on this game. Absolutely insane. I love this card. He's one of my favorite players on the game, I would say, after using him on this team. I mean, look at the dribbling on him. Like, look at how agile he is. He's so quick, so hard for defenders to deal with. And his acceleration is, I think, 94, I believe. That is deadly. Absolutely deadly. He gets that first touch on the ball, and he is away, and you cannot do anything about it. And he also has a crazy good finesse shot. You'll see like 2 or 3 more goals just like that, where he finesses it on his right foot, puts it right in the corner, and keeper can do nothing, absolutely nothing about it. His finesse shot is insane, absolutely insane. And he also had decent finishing, surprisingly. I mean, look at that dribbling there and puts it right in the bottom corner. He's just really solid, really consistent. I loved every aspect of this card. I mean, the fact that he's small might put some people off. I don't understand why, because he makes up for it with insane balance, insane agility, and amazing dribbling. Overall, look at the run he makes there, and then simple finish. Man, I just love this card. I feel like if he was bigger, he wouldn't be quite as incredible as he is. But he's just such a menace for your opponents to deal with. Everything about this card, it's just so amazing. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Look at the beautiful finish there after a great build-up play. It's just hard to really explain why he was so great. I guess we can talk about his passing now. That was also really good. He had a good cross on him, even though crossing on this team, you'll see once you see who our center forward is, or you'll know once you see who our center forward is, that crossing on this team isn't the greatest idea. Because you know, our center forward is pretty much the center forward equivalent of Insigne. But his crossing was good when our CDM or Brozovic would get into the box. We'd sometimes try and cross it in, and he has some pretty pinpoint crosses. I mean, look at that goal as well. Beautiful ball over the top from Brozovic. Great touchdown from Insigne, and then a great little finish. The guy just scored me a plethora of really amazing goals. I think this is another finesse shot that he scored me, another outside the box finesse shot. Yeah, look at that. Just so pinpoint in the bottom corner. The keeper just does nothing. He makes the keepers look silly when he finesses it. Just so accurate with his finesse shots. He reminded me seriously of Messi. Yeah, if you want to buy Messi on this game, you don't really need him because you have Insigne. I mean, even he's on the left, Messi's on the right, but if you want a card that feels like Messi, like you're playing with Messi, then Insigne is absolutely the player that you want to go for. And then let's just end this off, and off his goals with another beautiful finesse shot from him. Yeah, man, I was so impressed with Insigne. He goes for just over 10k, and I don't think there's there's a better price you can get a player for. So good. I love them. And then our center forward is going to be Alejandro Gomez. And look at the goals and assists he got for this team. Oh my god. I think he's the best player I've used on the game. I seriously think so. He feels pretty much identical to Insigne, but in the center forward position. The only thing that is different about him, his finishing. What the fuck, Siri? What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Okay, sorry. Siri was just talking shit. Okay. I'm gonna leave that in. Gomez, I love him. He is my favorite player on the game, I think. After seeing those goals and assists, you cannot really question that this player is amazing, and especially if you consider that I used him in high divisions, and I also used his team in Foot Champions. A lot of the games I used his team in was Foot Champs, and he was absolutely deadly. So good. I'll talk about pretty much what I loved about him, but everything I said about Insigne is almost the same as what I loved about Gomez. The only thing that's different is that Gomez's finishing was clinical. He has like 77 or 78 finishing in his in-game stats, but it pretty much felt like in the high 80s. I mean, look at that goal there. After the beautiful dribbling, taking out multiple players, look at the dribbling there. This is what Messi felt like years ago when he was a center forward on FIFA. Before he turned into a right wing, this is what Messi was. Seriously, oh my god, I can't talk more about why I love this card. I've explained everything. Everything I said about Insigne is applied to this card. His dribbling is insane. His pace is great. He has a good range of passing, so he can do that aspect for a center forward. He doesn't really let you down in that area. He can set up goals as well as score them. And his finishing is absolutely clinical. I can't say anything bad about this card. The fact that he's small is actually a strength to this card, just like Insigne. Because if he was bigger, then he wouldn't be so agile, and he wouldn't have been able to score some of the goals that he scored me. So the fact, and look at this goal. Oh my god, I love that goal. That's one of the better goals I've scored on the game. That build-up play was just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Man, what was I saying? His dribbling and his agility all comes from his lack of height. But I feel like if he was bigger, he wouldn't have that agility. He wouldn't have that dribbling and that sort of ability to get away from defenders so easily, and that unpredictability. So the height really plays to his advantage, and I've noticed that smaller, more agile players on this game are absolutely deadly. Like, obviously big, strong strikers and big, strong wingers and midfielders have their place and they have their strengths, but I just prefer the smaller, more agile cards. So I feel like Messi would be like the perfect player for me on this game. But until I can afford him, Alejandro Gomez and Insigne are more than good enough to make up for it. There's just nothing else I can say about Alejandro Gomez. He is insane. Absolutely loved him. Pick him up and pick this team up. This was one of the best teams that I have used on the game. I had so much success with it. It was so beautiful. Loved it. Incredible. The formation, false 9, I didn't really have any expectations for it, but it was great. It played really great for me, suited me really well. And then let's just end this off with a beautiful little chip. I don't know how the defender didn't get to that, but a beautiful little chip from Alejandro Gomez. And please, guys, go pick up this team. Use it in Foot Champions. It's suitable for Foot Champions. Use it in divisions, anything. Seriously, it will do wonders for you. I absolutely loved it. Definitely recommend picking it up if you have the coins for it. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.